All right. So, Julius, before we do an interview, we're going to do something fun. You ready? Because they're sugared up and all of this.
Ready.
So,
Let's make it happen.
and because you're a celebrity, how many people follow Julius like on social media but never met him in person?
No pressure.
Whoop! So this is your moment.
No groupies.
I need you guys to take selfies. Table and Julius. How's that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Which table first? Come on. All right,
Yeah.
right there. While this is going on, I need everybody else on the tables to take selfies with each other.
Switch
You're
the
all
camera.
friends now. No, I'm not joking. Get up. Up. Do it.
Let's make it happen.
Do. Up. Get up. You're all friends. And if you haven't scanned each other's LinkedIn, come on. My turn. Smile. Rachel, smile. All right, your turn.
All right, switch the camera.
Do this.
All right.
Awesome. So that's
Any more?
engagement for you.
That's it.
All right, Julius, you ready for the first question?
I'm ready for the first.
Because I know that everybody
Before
has
you
to-
start,
Yes.
I'm talking to people.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's exciting.
It is so exciting.
It is super exciting. So tell us, how can we deliver meaningful experiences that move audiences? You just moved this audience just by being in the room.
Yeah, I mean, I joined Hopin, and we're all about this concept of shared experiences. We just launched a campaign called Feel Closer, which is all about the feeling that we had over the past couple of years of being on Zoom calls, like this, all this technology is supposed to bring us together, and we feel so alone all of a sudden. So we thought, like, I really love Hopin because they really thought out of the box, and they really thought about engaging in a different way. I mean, the first thing that they've done since I joined was Event-Minded. Anybody attended Event-Minded? Yes. Great event about mental health in the event industry with Simone Biles, Adam Grant. And I feel that's the role kind of we need to have as technology companies right now. We all heard great stories, the growth, the investments. But like, if we don't give it back to the community, it's kind of like, why are we even doing this? Like, why are we not engaging, like seriously engaging with the planners as well? So I feel that, marketing has to change as well to a certain extent. So I feel that by sharing these experiences together, all of a sudden engagement rates. Funny enough, one of the first popular reports that we did with EventMB was engaging events. You can go and download it on the website, it's still there. And to do that report, I did probably one of the biggest research reviews ever, looking at all the papers on engagement to find out what was engagement. What's engagement to you? Come on, talk to me. Dahlia, go in the audience. What are you doing there? Interactivity. What else?
What's
Come
engagement? Define engagement.
Tell me.
Anyone? One word?
Come on. Focus, interactivity. What else? Connecting. What else? Two-way interaction. I love that. What else? Hands-on. Yeah. Meaningful. Meaningful what? Expand that for me. Meaningful exchange. I love that. What else? What's that? Permanency in memory. That's like one that people like link to experience quite a lot when we talk about experience, like the memorability part. It's like very important. What else? Paying attention, for sure. So we found a couple of interesting things on engagement. One was that the power to engage attendees is like strictly related to how much we actually connect during an event in a horizontal way. So what I'm doing right now doesn't really matter. What you're doing there is what really matters for you to remember this event and actually feel engaged with it. And obviously the challenge now is to make it happen with technology as well, right? Because everybody's like talking not necessarily positively about virtual. I hear you. You don't choose to be event planners because you like technology, right? You choose to be planners because you like people and connecting. But your job is to connect people regardless the medium. So we kind of had this internal conversation at Hopin in terms of like, what do we tell planners? Like, you know, we've heard statements like the future is hybrid. You heard that? I don't think like we're in a position to say what the future is. I think it's very arrogant for technology companies to go out there and tell planners what they have to do. I think you know what you have to do. Exactly the tool that you need to choose. So for me, like, our take on engagement is really choose to do whatever you want to do, whatever the medium. And if a technology company is good enough, they're going to be ready for you. If you want to do in-person events, do in-person events. Want to do virtual, do virtual. Want to do hybrid, do hybrid. Like the trick is to be, oh my God, I had to breathe.
Are you tired?
I've been speaking in public for a while, as you can tell. But, you know, that's the trick. That's the trick. The trick is to really be ready. Be ready so that you can do what you do, because you know how to do it. I know it feels like you haven't been doing it for a while. You have been reskilling and all of that. But, like, technology companies have to empower, have to seriously re-engage with planners, because, like, and notice that while you work around at IMEX, like, you got to feel a change now when you go and speak to these people at the booths and you discover new companies and all of that. If you don't feel that change, like, we don't want to go back to 2019. We don't want to go back to that.
No.
I'm telling you, like, we're so over with that. Because, like, as much as I'm an in-person person. I love real events. But let's not say that in-person was without problems in 2019, right? Everybody knows the power of in-person. We know it's great, but, like, it wasn't perfect. And we can make it perfect. I think that's the opportunity that we have in front of us.
So
Shut me down because I talked a lot.
No, I was going to ask you a question.
Go for it.
All right. So, wait a minute. So events is as a marketing channel, right? So do we go back to the basics, or what is your advice on going back to the basics in knowing your audience or the different audiences that you have, so therefore you can design the type of event, whether it's, I don't like the H word, I'm sorry.
No,
I will not use it. It's blended.
Phygital.
Face-to-face.
Phygital. Let's go phygital.
Sound like, no, ew. But so how do you get to know your audience all over again?
So it feels like, you know, when I was doing this trends report for EventMB and did this trend report in 2019, so November 2019, I wrote a trend report about the next trends for 2020, okay? So my number one trend for 2020 that I wrote in 2019 was virtual events, okay? It ended up being that for the wrong reasons, but, like, I think it's important that we understand that, like, this technology thing that is happening now, like, all of us that spent the time for 10 plus years, like, advocating for the use of technology in events, like, we weren't crazy people, like, doing crazy things, saying crazy stuff. Like, there was a reason why we were doing it. And the reason is we need to know better. The business model needs the technology now. The industry needs the technology now. We need to understand that. It's so key for the future of events, I believe, and how we engage and understand better the audiences. Obviously, the answers, we know the answers. Data is going to be more important, so you know exactly where people are coming from. 85% of Hopin customers use analytics obsessively. So that's, to me, it's a mind shift completely in the way we engage with people, because we understand more about them, what they like, what they don't like, what they respond to. All of a sudden, we have this level of understanding of things that, you know, how many events, I mean, I know a lot of you are super professional and measure everything at your event, but let's be honest, I mean, honestly, a lot of events are like, how was the event? Your boss or whatever would ask, oh, it was great. High five. Yeah, but give me more, right? There was a tangibility issue with events before the pandemic. So the opportunity now is to know more about our audience so that we can talk to them better, understand them better, plan in-person events better, so that we're ready for that. So I'm excited about that.
Just out of curiosity, how many people truly use data when designing their events? Be honest, you'll have drinks later. We'll forget who said yes and who said no.
Well, let me ask
Would you want to use more, but you don't know how? Is that true?
So let me ask you about this. Who planned virtual events during the pandemic? Right. Were you looking at data after the event? That's the mind shift. Like, let's not assume that doesn't apply to in-person as well. Like, why all of a sudden, like when it gets to tech, we become so, no, I'm not doing it. Like, I used to make this kind of parallel back in the days where, like, would you serve kind of bad, not eatable food at your event? No. Why would you do? But why you're not catering? And this goes into the future of events, I believe, a lot. It goes into the future of events, because to think that virtual events, specifically of the use of technology, because I don't want to talk about virtual events as much. I know there's resistance in the room about virtual. Of course there's resistance in the room, right? But let's talk about a couple of things. First, after this great, amazing, oncoming feeling is gone, like, you know, that we've attended like 15 industry events, like all of a sudden we go back to our office and like, we want to see business, right? So, I mean, it's great. This is business events. This is not like just a party, right? It is a party now. It feels like a party, but once that feeling is gone, like, what do we do? So maybe there's going to be a better space for virtual events to supply to some events that just don't need to happen in person at some stages. Some events didn't need to happen in person back in the days. We all know that, right? So there's a space for that. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about a different word for the events industry. I mean, I have the image, I don't know if anybody has seen that, at COP26, where they were having a panel. There was this panel talking about, you know, the future of sustainability or whatever, and Greta Thunberg, is that how you pronounce it? She passes by the panel, like with all these people, and like she shouts at the panel, greenwashing. Like in front, and like to me, that's the voice of younger generations that don't want to be tricked anymore. And I feel that we have a commitment as an industry to be more sustainable, more inclusive, and technology is a direct tool that helps in that way. I'm ready to be challenged on that, but it's a direct tool that we can use to be more sustainable and answer to stuff. Because, you know, 40 private jets flying to Glasgow, it's an antithesis of what sustainability is about, right? So, can we make it happen in a different way? Can we still connect people in a different way? Can we still engage them? We don't blame it on the platform. I don't think we should blame it on the platform. I mean, plus there are some better platforms, some worse platforms. Hopefully you'll be able to make the decision. But I think that we have a commitment to be more creative, and technology is just a tool to be more creative.